Malaysia is a very compelling destination for investments due to factors such as its diverse cultural landscape, strategic geographical location, and national sustainability initiatives. Moreover, Malaysia's diverse cultural landscape encourages creativity and facilitates effective engagement with our local communities, which are essential for successful impact initiatives. Sure, definitely. There are tax exemptions which are applicable for those who promote or are part of green initiative research in Malaysia in the development of modern technology for clean energy. Malaysia's government also actively promotes sustainable development by offering incentives and support for ESG investments, particularly in areas like renewable energy, green technology, and sustainable agriculture. Whilst Malaysia does not have a fixed framework for impact investment specifically, the most notable impact-related investment instrument would be private equity and venture capital investments. This means investing directly into organizations or companies that have an impact in terms of private equity or venture capital investments. So entities open to domestic and foreign entities in Malaysia include those such as limited liability partnerships, private limited companies, public companies, and branch offices. Although they are not limited to these specifically, as non-for-profit organizations do exist in Malaysia, and they most commonly take the form of either societies or companies limited by guarantee, which can be incorporated via the Companies Commission in Malaysia, which is SSM for short. So while Malaysia does not have a centralized or consolidated foreign investment legislation specifically for impact investment, instead, legislation on foreign investment participation in Malaysia is very sector-specific, and they are regulated by the regulatory authority supervising these particular sectors. These industries include financial services, capital market activities, by investment banks, petroleum, communications and multimedia, water and energy. Malaysia does have a framework in the form of what we call a Promotion of Investment Act 1986 that exclusively deals with the incentives which are applicable to companies and individuals for investment tax allowances and the restrictions and conditions on foreign investments. Whilst Malaysia has a growing landscape for alternative investment funds with a specific focus on ESG, environmental, social and governance funding, offering opportunities in various sectors including governmental projects, real estate and private equity as well. Equity investment by foreign companies acquiring stakes in local companies in Malaysia, and foreign direct investments, FDIs, in projects by way of joint ventures and mergers and acquisitions are the most common types of foreign investments that we see in Malaysia. In the absence of a single regulatory body and an established framework on impact investing, coupled with the relatively minimal restrictions on FDI, the establishment of a fixed impact investment regime or reform perhaps to consolidate these investment structures is needed in Malaysia. One of the primary challenges is the lack of a specific legislative framework for impact investing in Malaysia. And while the country has implemented measures to encourage foreign investment and adheres to certain ESG principles, although Malaysia has regulatory bodies like the Malaysian Investment Development Authority, MIDA for short, and various other agencies overseeing FDI, the regulatory environment in Malaysia can be rather fragmented. In regards to ESG principles, a key challenge is ensuring that businesses and investors are held accountable for adhering to ESG standards. Presently, only public listed companies in Malaysia have mandatory reporting requirements for ESG, and there is no mandatory requirement to report ESG reporting for private limited companies. Whilst this is the case, Malaysia remains committed in welcoming foreign investment for businesses and impact investing.